For more content, please consider subscribing to JTV ASMR. Why, greetings and salutations. It's wonderful to see you again. How are you feeling, by the way? Thank you for letting me know. That's wonderful to hear. Alright, so I thought that since I'm here today to do another checkup on you, I thought what I could do is try and manage your stress levels by whispering more facts to you. Yeah, some more interesting facts. What about facts about myself? I thought it was a genius idea when I thought of it yesterday. Was it last week? Maybe it was last month. Not quite sure. Either way, I'd love to whisper some facts for you. How does that sound? Really? Well, thank you for letting me know. Alright then. So, before we start, let me, as usual, just check about how your stress levels are at the moment. So, from a scale of 1 to 10, how are your stress levels? 10 being very stressed, and 1 being not stressed at all. What would you say? I see. Thank you for letting me know. Alright, time now for the questions. No, wait. No, the facts. That's right. The facts might just end up asking questions another time. More questions to get to know you more and get your thoughts on things. But no. It's going to be me whispering facts. Okay then. Are you ready? Are you definitely sure? Really want you to think about that, of course. Are you absolutely, most certainly... alright then. Thank you for letting me know. Now, the facts. Let's get started, shall we? Fact number 1. My name is Dr. Cyneric. You already knew that, didn't you? Well, fair enough. Did you know my first name is actually Giles? Yes, Giles. At least I'm pretty sure it is. I'm about 80% sure of that. But yes, so that's my full name, Giles Cyneric. Has a bit of a ring to it. Wouldn't you agree? That's wonderful to hear. Okay, so there's a fact you didn't know. Of course, I don't really let people, my patients or whatnot, refer to me by my first name. I prefer to be referred to by surname. Dr. Cyneric. It just sounds so much more professional and lovely to the ears, doesn't it? Not saying that I hate my name or anything. Far from it, quite happy with my first name, but I am a doctor. I must be referred to as doctor as well. Anyway. Alright, other facts. Here's another one. I like birds. Yes, I love birds. Birds are my favorite animals. Rather difficult to pick a favorite. I love sparrows and robins and, what else? Cockatiels and cockatoos as well. Both are lovely. They're all lovely, really. They just seem so graceful and thoughtful. Such beautiful little creatures they are. And sometimes they make funny faces, like when they open their beaks while they're staring at you. I like to watch some of those kind of videos online. They make me laugh. They really do. Alright, so another fact about me, Told you my full name. Told you that I love birds. Well, did you know that this mask I'm wearing, it's a respirator? Yes, it's not just for show, it's a respirator. I could have had a custom-made sort of respirator that's much closer to my face, but I don't know, I just didn't really feel quite comfortable with that. I wear something like that when I'm asleep, but when I'm awake, I thought, why not get something a bit more spacious? comfortable that way. So that's exactly what I got. I got myself a respirator to help me breathe, one that, coincidentally, is shaped just like a beak from a bird. Oh, I was ever so happy to have gotten that. Can't remember the chappie's name. Oh, where was it again? Well, I've been doing a lot of travelling around, you see, and let's just say that it took quite a bit of a toll on me physically, much faster than I thought. More specifically, it seemed to have damaged my lungs, so I really need that respirator to, well, live. Who knows what would happen without it? Well, aside from me dying, but at least that's not a problem for me. I'm really not bothered by it all. It's kind of like a second skin, just something to slip on, and you get used to it. Luckily, I've got all sorts of things like coolants and other kind of things in this respirator, the little gadget on my back, which I keep the gadget hidden by my little cloak that hides it just in case. You never know what predators might be out there, like cats. No, I'm not imagining cats to start pouncing me, not even tigers or lions, anything like that. Or those really, really fat cats, you know, the fat ones that you get in people's homes, the pudgy ones. No, I'm not expecting those two, just my quirky doctor humor. Alright. So, here's another fact that you may not know about me. Now, do you happen to know about fears and things that people are scared of? Phobias, that's the word, isn't it? Yes, I thought so. So, can you guess what my phobia is? Like my number one phobia? No, it's not that. Interesting choice, though. No, it's not that either. Well, this might come as a surprise, but I have a phobia of, giraffes. Yes, I know, it's quite strange. Well, giraffes just seem strange to me. They have such long necks and lanky legs and, that pitter-patter kind of pattern on their fur, you know, the jagged rocky pattern. It's so odd and unusual. It makes me very uncomfortable. Once I went to the safari and I saw a giraffe approaching. I was petrified, frozen on spot, and then we were approached by a rather grumpy-looking lion. Wasn't as bothered, to be honest. Everyone else seemed to imply otherwise. Very strange memory. I wonder when that was exactly. Was that last week? Was it many years ago? Still gotta think about that. That's all right, though, but that's all right. Anyway. So, yes, that's another fact about me. About giraffes. Blech. Not a fan of giraffes in the slightest. They are very freaky, scary sorts of creatures, quite honestly. Right, as for other facts about me, well, I don't really have many best friends. But there is one friend I have. I have a very close friend who I live with. It's in my apartment. I live somewhere or another. But I have this sort of apartment, very big one. And I live with another chappie there, very good friend called Ook. Yes, I know, not sure why he's called that. It might have something to do with, the fact that he can't talk. He's mute, you see. And, so very good friends with him. Seems he's a bit of a bird lover as well. He seems to love, ravens. That's what I've noticed that he loves the most. He loves ravens. And, yes, well, even when he's such a quiet to himself sort of chappie, he's very caring, very comforting as well. And he also likes to experiment with alchemy. Do you know what that is? Yes, that's right. Making things like potions and elixirs, other kinds of brews and whatnot. It's rather interesting, actually. He's quite dedicated to the cause. That's how he tries to make some medicine by creating all sorts of lovely little drinks and whatnot to cure common ailments and the like. That's why you don't see me walking around with, well, the average common cold or things like that. Thank you, Ook, good friend of mine. So that's another fact right there. What else? What else? Oh yes, okay, how about a final fact? A final fact to blow your mind. I have never tried banana milkshakes before. That's true. It's absolutely true. I bet you're probably blown away by that fact, but I've genuinely never tried a banana milkshake. Well, it seems that when I go to certain restaurants, like sometimes I go to the fast food restaurants just for a quick treat. Not really a fan of those, mind you, but I like to go to those places just to get a milkshake every now and again, because when you're working around and using a mask as well on the face, then it gets quite hot under there, so a cold drink is always refreshing. But every time I've asked, these places, they serve chocolate milkshake and strawberry milkshake and creamy vanilla milkshake, my favorite. But they don't have banana. Now, how strange is that? Very weird, I know, very peculiar. Well, I'm probably going to have to buy some myself and make some at home. Why haven't I done that before? Oh, I'm sure I remember this time. But anyway, so that's a collection of facts all about Dr. Cyneric. How were those? Were they surprising, shocking, mind-blowing, mesmerizing, anything of the sort? Really? I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Now, on to the next question, the ever so important question. How is your stress levels now after hearing all of these hopefully fascinating facts from a scale of 1 to 10? So 10 being super stressed, 1 being almost stress-free. I see, thank you for letting me know. Let's make a note of that, and the previous thing you mentioned as well, yes. There we go. I just mentioned the number of facts about myself at this time. There we go. Wonderful. Alright, well, since you are looking ever so tired, I should probably let you get your sleep. So, tell you what, just let yourself relax now. Relax. Close your eyes. Breathing slowly. Breathing deeply. And I'll have you taken back, whisked back, before you know it, back into your room. Just keep those eyes closed. Breathing gently. And out. Gently in. And gently out. And I'm hoping you have a wonderful rest, beautiful dreams, and feel all warm and snuggly. Yes, ever so snuggly. Alright then. Night-night to you, my star patient. My very favorite patient of all. Oh, hello once again. How are you feeling? Wonderful, wonderful to hear. Well, I thought it's time for another checkup on you to see how you're feeling and to see how your stress levels are as well. So you might remember our last checkup where I decided to do some checkup stuff and doctor-related things. Yes, stuff like that. So anyway, soon enough, I had another brainwave and another brilliant idea. What I'm going to do is advertise for you. That's right, advertise. I'll advertise different products and see how it affects your stress levels. So, for starters, could you tell me how are your stress levels now? From a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being ever so stressed out, and 1 being rather relaxed and chilled. What would you say are your stress levels? Really? Alright then, well, thank you for letting me know. Let's make a note of that then. Here we go. There we are. Perfect. Okay, now it's time for me to start advertising for you, because I've got some lovely products in mind. For example, this right here, it's a lovely skin cream. Let me rub some on my gloves and you can hear the lovely sound. Isn't that lovely? Very creamy and skin-ish. It's perfectly suitable for any skin. It's also smells like... It's a bit difficult to smell through this mask, but I'm sure it smells very lovely and pleasant. As for what it does, it's a skin moisturizer, I think. And it makes your skin all soft and smooth, like a smooth person's skin. Yes, wonderful, isn't it? Perfect. Now, how many bottles would you like? 50? 100? Perhaps you might like even 125. Oh, wait, no, I'm supposed to advertise the other stuff first. So, I've got other things as well. For example, I got this packet of crisps. Delicious. You might call them potato chips, but whatever you call them, either way, they taste delicious. It's a certain brand of tortilla chips. Let me scrunch them a bit for you. There we go. Isn't that a lovely sound? Yes, crunchy indeed. So, it's a brand called Dorotios, I think. And they come in different flavors, like blue. I like blue flavor, and orange and red. Can you believe that they took a color and then they went, what should they taste like? Like, orange should be a cheesy flavor, while blue should be I'm not really sure what it tastes like, but it's quite yummy. So, perhaps I could get you some of those. How many packets would you like? 20 packets? Maybe 30? Or if I'm really pushing my luck, maybe 40? Wouldn't you love 40 packets of these, all by your side? Very yummy, I'm sure. I've heard they're very popular in, well, everywhere. From what I've heard, everywhere. All sorts of shops sell them, but I can get you them for a lovely price. But that's not all. I've got other things I can sell you. For example, I've got this game. It's, I believe it's for that, Nintendo Light Switch console, or something of the sort. It's called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yes, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, I borrowed this from a friend. I believe we're friends now, at least. He's a patient of mine. A strange-looking chap with some quirky eyes and little green tuft of hair. Very strange indeed. But he offered me a spare copy. And what he basically said is it's a racing game where you can play as characters like Mario and Donkey Kong and, who's that other character? The green little dinosaur, Dino Boy, I think is called, something like that. What happens there is that you race them in cars and bikes and all sorts of vehicles. You just need a Nintendo Switch. I don't have one to sell, but maybe if you get one, it could be a wonderful game to play. I've heard critics love it. Critics like, that chap I just mentioned about, what was his name again? Something like Divins or Drummond, something like that. So anyway, how many copies would you like? Perhaps just one? Or maybe two? Maybe you might want to treat a friend, with two? Perhaps three? Yes, how about that? that. Wonderful, exciting stuff, I know. But I've got more things to sell you. For example, I've got this glass bottle. But it's not just any glass bottle. It's a glass bottle with the label ripped off, but inside there's a liquid, a see-through liquid. What could it be? Tap water? Nitroglycerin? Sulfuric acid? Who knows? But this mystery liquid could be yours. And the best thing of all is, I'll chuck this in alongside with all those other things. If you buy all of those in any amount, I'll throw this in for free. Let me try pouring it into a cup. I've got a cup right here, actually. Let me pour it inside. Here we go. Lovely sounds it's making, isn't it? You can get those sounds for free as well. The sounds of rushing liquids pouring into a vessel of some kind. Wonderful, isn't it? So let me just, wait, let me just, oh yes, it is water. I remember I filled it up when I collected it from my home. But still, that's a free glass bottle, and I can fill it up with water again from my very own tap if you'd like. So anyway, all of these products are amazing, I'm sure. In fact, I'll throw in this little bonus gift for an even lower price, 90% off. It's a small flannel that you can use to wipe your hands, or you could give it to a bird or a gerbil, and it would seem like a giant towel on them, and that would be funny, wouldn't it? I'm smiling at it now. Just imagine that, just a little bird or a gerbil, and they've got a little flannel on them, and they think, blimey, this is such a big towel you've given me, while you're standing there giggling because you know it's not. Anyway, so all of these magnificent deals and products here. So, how much would you like of each of them? And how much would you be willing to pay? Really? You don't say. None at all. Well, that is surprising. Phew, didn't expect that. Well, you're probably wondering why I'm advertising these things. Yes, I'll gladly tell you. So, I managed to purchase these things myself, and the shopkeeper told me all sorts of interesting things about these things. But, of course, the video game out was borrowed. I'll have to give it to that Dublin, Daigo chap, whatever his name is. So, everything else though I purchased myself, and I thought I could sell them to you for discount prices, and then I used that money to give it over to a less fortunate person. You know, someone who's really struggling financially. Another one of my potential patients. Does that make any sense? Oh, really? I'd be selling them at a loss while helping out someone by giving them less money. That's a good point, actually. Oh dear, I didn't think of this through at all. I am terribly sorry. Absolutely sorry. You know that I am not one to charge for my services, of course. That all of my services are free of charge. I just thought that maybe I might be able to entice you with some lovely deals, but, well, I should probably return these things. Perhaps I should return them. It's only fair, really. I think I've got the receipts. I'll have to look into that. Well, let me double check on your stress levels nonetheless. How are you feeling? How are your stress levels now? From a scale of 1 to 10. Once again. Really now? You don't say. Okay, well, this will be interesting for my research. Thank you. Tell you what, since you're looking tired, I'll give something to you for free. And that's me helping you go to sleep. Just like usual. Alright then, well, just get yourself all relaxed and chilled out. Mellow out now by closing your eyes. Put your hands on your chest and breathe gently. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and breathing out. shall be gently brought along into the world of dreams and good spirits, where you'll receive wonderful, wonderful visions of love, delightfulness. Maybe a giant marshmallow to eat, one of those vegan ones. There, drifting off into slumberland. And Dr. Cyneric here will see you once again. Sweetest of dreams, my most beloved patient, my very favorite, number one patient. Oh, you're awake. Hello once again. It's me, that old rascal, Dr. Cyneric. Anyway, how are you feeling? Ah, wonderful to know. Wonderful to hear. Well, you're probably wondering why I'm here once again. It's time for yet another checkup. Are you excited? You should be. You should be. Because I've got a brand new idea to share you. Have you heard of intrusive thoughts? Yes, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Well, I gave it a bit of a think through, and I thought, what if I were to try to chase away intrusive thoughts? How does that sound? Oh, wonderful. I love your enthusiasm. All right then, so tell you what. What I'm going to do is have you get all nice and relaxed in where you are. Don't mind the sudden setting that I've taken you to once again. It just happens, you see. Sometimes I use my certain shortcut that I should probably not explain in further detail, but I use my certain shortcut, and it often results in us going to rather peculiar locations for our checkups. But of course I will be whisking you back to where you usually sleep, usually a bedroom of sorts. Anyway, so what I'll be doing is making sure that I'm chasing away these intrusive thoughts with whatever I can think of on the spot. How does that sound? Wonderful, wonderful. All right then. Okay, so before we start, let me know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the amount of intrusive thoughts that you have on a daily basis? Let's say 10 for you get them all the time, and it's not pleasant. And of course 1 being that it's very, very rare and doesn't happen at all, if a lot. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your intrusive thoughts and how common and prevalent and, well, persistent they are? Really? You don't say? Well, I'm definitely making a note of that. Here we go. All right then. Since we're all here and we're all ready, I shall commence my intrusive thoughts, distractions, or as I call them, ITD, which stands for ITD. That's rubbish. Let's just refer to them as intrusive thoughts, distractions. That's what we'll refer to them as, okay? Yes, all right then. Let's try whispering some words first. Let's try doing that, yes. I'll whisper the word, bubble. Yes, I like that word. Let me try and whisper that in your ears. Bubble, 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 bubble. Bubble, 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 bubble. What are those little circular things that come out of a pan full of water when it's been nice and heated up? Of course it's a bubble. Bubble, 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 bubble. I remember speaking to a chappie once, strange green hair, peculiar peculiar facial hair, and his eyes looked like olives, and he spoke to me about music, and he got this single by a band called Fluke. It was called, funnily enough, Bubble, and I was already interested. I wanted to learn more about this, so he chatted for a good 10 minutes about it. It was quite peculiar, I must say, but still definitely got me interested, that's for sure. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bubble, 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 bubble. Okay, whatever words can I whisper? Perhaps I could whisper the word rhubarb. Think of that. A delicious plate of rhubarb and custard. Rhubarb. Rhubarb. In fact, have you tried rhubarb crumble? Oh, that is delicious, having some boiled rhubarb, ever so sweet, and mixed up with crumble, what's it called? It is a crumble kind of topping, and also custard. Ooh, rhubarb and custard. Oh, I could just gobble up a bowl full of that right now. Sorry, I'm getting a bit sidelined. I'm supposed to be thinking about your intrusive thoughts, not mine, involving a delicious meal and a peculiar story about a peculiar chap. Anyway. So, rhubarb. Yes, think of that. In fact, how about we think of a few, let's think of a few scenarios. I'll describe a few scenarios for you, so just think of these kind of moments anytime you get intrusive thoughts. What you can do, right? Think of walking down a beach, all the way down, step by step, squashing the sand underneath your feet. Okay, can you imagine that now? Just imagine the little squishy, squashy steps in the sand, the wet part right near the water. Can you imagine walking through all that? Except it's not a beach. It's actually an entire portion of land made up of nothing but cereal. You know those kinds of oat kind of cereals that, well, if you put them in the bowl and add milk, it's squishy, with a slight bit of crunch here and there, but squishy to the touch. Now imagine that, walking inside a giant cereal bowl, and there's a little bit of milk, and you're walking across that cereal to squish, splosh. I'm sure those would be the kind of squishy, slippery noises. So imagine that. Okay, but another scenario. Anytime you might have intrusive thoughts, imagine having a puppy. No, not a one. Let's say 72. Yes, let's say that you're having intrusive thoughts, but then 72 puppies decide to very excitedly walk into your room, and they look at you, and you look at them, and the tails start wagging, and you start wagging your, well, you don't have a tail, I assume you'd probably just be wagging your face left and right in excitement, and then they all climb up onto the bed and start cuddling and kissing you. Now imagine that. That would be a wonderful sight, a heartwarming sight, wouldn't it? Yes, he is, I'm sure. All right, other things to think about. Yes, how about some maths? Some math equations. What is 7 multiplied by 8? Correct. I have 37 apples. Don't ask me where I got them from, it's just an example. I've got 37 apples, and some dastardly fellow managed to take away 12, but I got at least 3 of them back in the end. How many apples would I have left? And how many do you think I could turn into apple pies? Really, don't think I could make that much pie with that many apples, but, well, I'll take your word for it. I'll definitely take your word for that. That's always something to keep in mind if you have intrusive thoughts. Think of math equations. Unless you're thinking about, well, intrusive thoughts about maths, in which case, disregard that one entirely. Completely so. Alright. Final tactic to battle these intrusive thoughts. Imagine good old Dr. Cyneric paying you a visit again. Well, I will be, of course, but imagine me coming through saying, "Hello, I'm Dr. Cyneric, and I get rid of these intrusive thoughts by, how would I do it? Perhaps, maybe I would rub your head. Yes, rub your head, ever so softly and ever so tenderly, stroking your head, massaging the skull, rubbing away, and all those intrusive thoughts dribble out of your ears. I'd get a tissue for that, of course. I'd gladly get a tissue for that, but otherwise all the intrusive thoughts are pouring out all the way, thanks to good old Dr. Cyneric. Washed all away. Yuck. No one wants them there. No one wants these intrusive thoughts inside your skull. They shall all be washed away, thanks to good old Dr. Cyneric. Yes, just imagine that. Hold that image in your head. Keep focusing on it until I say so. And there we go. Okay. All done. All done. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was important and interesting. So, let's ask about your intrusive thoughts now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate them? Really now, you don't say. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. I'll definitely make a note of that. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Wonderful. Wonderful. All done. I guess we should probably get you back to where you belong, back in your room. So just lean back a bit. Lean back. Take deep breaths now. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Deep breaths in. And deep breaths out. Still keeping those eyes closed, I see. Good. Very good. Perhaps I can tell you a bedtime story before you fall asleep. I spotted a strange gentleman, rather bulky-looking fellow, white shirt, brown hair, red eyes, and he gave a peculiar, curious look at me from afar. I was walking in town, you see. Wasn't too busy, but I saw him walking from afar. He gave me quite a strange glance. Naturally, I was curious. I stared at him back. I cocked my head a little bit to the side. He smiled at me. He smiled back at me, a toothy grin, and then kind of diverted his attention elsewhere and ended up walking inside a shop. I thought, wasn't that peculiar? Wasn't that strange? He looked at me, and then he smiled at me with such a toothy, fanged grin. Very odd, I know, very strange. It just goes to show the moral of the story is, well, I haven't really thought about that, but nevertheless, I thought it was a peculiar moment worth discussing nonetheless. So there's a bedtime story, and I can tell that you're ready to drift off into slumberland, so I shall bid you good night, sweetest of dreams, my number one star patient. Nighty-night now. And I'll be seeing you soon, once again. That's a Dr. Cyneric promise. Oh, you're awake. Hello again. It's me, Dr. Cyneric. Don't mind me being in my bird form, of course. Make things as though I'm still here to take care of you. See, I sometimes get turned into a bird anytime I use my, I probably shouldn't explain the details of my certain means of shortcuts in order to get to you and take you to faraway places, albeit briefly, of course, for your checkups. But anyway, like I say, I best not go into any more detail about that. How are you feeling? Lovely to hear. Very lovely to hear indeed. Well, I brought you here because I thought what I could do is, perhaps treat you to some education. I wanted to give you a bit of a history lesson. Maybe that might help you feel better and feel at ease and whatnot. How does that sound? Lovely, lovely indeed. Alright, well, let me just make a mental note about how's your headspace at the moment. From a scale of 1 to 10, of course. 10 being wonderful and brilliant, with 1 being not so well, feeling rather blue. So how are you feeling? Really? Well, thank you for letting me know. Let's see if some of this information might make you feel better. Okay then, okay. Well, I was just reading this lovely little book here that I was just propping up right against your lap while you were sleeping. Hope you don't mind, of course. And I was learning more about ancient history to do with medicine and doctors and healers and shamans and stuff like that. Would you like to know more about these things? Now, some of them might be a little bit disgusting, I will admit. Some of it might be a bit gross, but it's still ancient history, of course, and history is fascinating, if a bit weird at times. But anyway, are you ready? Wonderful, wonderful. All right then, let's get started. So, for starters, did you know that in the 1800s, that ketchup was sold as a medicine? It's true. Ketchup, tomato sauce, as medicine. In fact, here's a funny thing. It was so popular that snake oil salesmen started making their own without even including tomatoes in it. Very crazy indeed. There was a certain chappie, I think he was a doctor, I can't remember his name, and he sold tomato pills and then eventually a tomato sauce. And he said that ketchup would cure things like rheumatism and diarrhea. Yeah, unpleasant to talk about those things, but he wasn't too far off because, of course, tomatoes are very healthy, good for eyesight, for example, but certainly can't do anything like cure a broken bone. That's something that he actually thought it could cure. Tomato sauce and broken bones? You can't put those in the same sentence. Very crazy indeed. But that's not the weirdest thing. There's some other weird stuff as well. For example, the Victorians also believed that giving people medicine with tapeworm eggs inside actually contributed to weight loss, that the tapeworm would help a person lose weight. That is disgusting. Obviously, the tapeworm would be eating up all the nutrients and that person would get very ill and probably die. They even thought the cure for a tapeworm would be to put a spring coil down the throat and that the coil would have a piece of food at the end, and then that worm would grab onto it and you'd pull it right out. But of course that didn't work either, because that often resulted in, well, dying. Of course, people choking to death on the coil. Very gruesome. Okay, now for a weird one. Here's a particularly weird one. The ancient Celts, you know, the enemies of the Romans, they thought that there was a cure for wounds. Let's say you bumped your knee, had a slight cut on your leg. You know what they did? They asked dogs to lick their wounds because they thought dogs had healing properties with their licks. Now we all know that doggos are having healing properties for our mental health, of course. But, of course, no, they have filthy tongues, so licking a wound was very bad. They also thought that climbing under a horse would be enough to cure a whooping cough. They were very superstitious back in those days, and horses were considered to be, well, very significant in a spiritual sense. So climbing under a horse in all that grass and mud was supposedly there to help cure those common ailments. Peculiar, isn't it? Here's some more weird ones from the late 19th century. Let's say that you needed a blood transfusion. What do you think could be a fitting substitute, like, let's say, well, certainly not tomato ketchup, but obviously a blood transfusion would require blood from someone who needed to give some blood away and needed to have the same blood type. But they thought, you know what we'll do? We'll inject milk into people's veins. Well, maybe not inject so per se, but they did actually try to put milk in persons' veins, but considering how people didn't live long most of the time, I mean, some people were recorded to have lived for about 11 more days before dying. That didn't really last very long, that idea. There was an idea that did last long, though. Very long time. The Chinese, in ancient times, they believed that snake oil made from snakes, that's right, had medicinal properties, that rubbing this snaky sort of liquid would help, well, alleviate wounds and achy joints and bodies. Like, workers often rubbed it into their arms and legs because they thought this would help all the aches and the hurting bits and stuff like that go away. Of course, that's where the term snake oil salesman come from. It's, of course, a person who sells medicine that doesn't work, and that's what snake oil did. It didn't really work, but it was still firmly believed in for so long. I'm pretty sure that other countries believed in that as well. Speaking of which, an international known cure across the world in the olden times. Say you've got some warts, very yucky, very nasty. Just get some slime from a snail or a slug, and put that into the wart. Oh, isn't that disgusting? And if that's not weird enough, the ancient Babylonians, they had a spiritual idea for, well, a lot of things. Anytime there were, for example, sorts of, well, yucky things going on in the body. Let's say that you've got an aching skull, or perhaps you're grinding your teeth a lot. What they said was that it has to do with something with the spirits. Perhaps there's someone who's died and is not happy with you. So what they did was have you sleep next to a skull. Yes, an actual skull. They would put that right next to your bed, and they'd say, be sure to lick and kiss it at least about 7 times or so before you go to bed. Very strange indeed, very peculiar. They actually thought that appeasing the spirits this way would help. Isn't that strange? But of course, there haven't just been lots of failures and weird stuff in the past. There have actually been some genuine, surprising discoveries back then. For example, the ancient Egyptians, they put honey on wounds to help heal them, and that worked. Sticky and delicious, I know, but it definitely worked. All of those sugars and other kind of chemicals did genuinely help with protecting wounds from, well, anything entering the body to infect it. So it was really good for sealing them up. And then you had the Egyptians again with moldy bread on wounds. And back then, they didn't really know that it had anything to do with penicillin. But, of course, in the 20th century, early 20th century, that's when penicillin was discovered and eventually mass-produced. So that's a very interesting discovery for then. They even had people urinate, like, well, women who would urinate in, I think it was flour, because if they were pregnant, then I believe it would be blood in their urine that would appear. And that would be sometimes a precursor to figure out, oh wait, that must mean you're pregnant. It would be some kind of chemical in the urine that, when urinated into flour, it would ferment, and therefore they discovered that a person was pregnant that way. Isn't that fascinating? And then you had the ancient Romans. They thought that, well, they were quite experimental. They took a few pointers from the Greeks, who were very experimental as well. What the Romans did was they had a hospital right near people who lived near swamps, and they thought, God, all these people are getting sick. Why could this be? Let's experiment. Let's build a temple nearby. Let's see if that works. Unfortunately, that didn't work, so they thought, well, it must have something to do with bad smells. Bad smells must be making people sick. So, let's get rid of this swamp. Let's empty it out and get all the yucky water out. And believe it or not, people weren't getting as sick anymore. They were actually onto something. Isn't that clever? They were the people who made the sewers, after all. They did, of course, invent the sewers and, the water canals. I can't remember what they're called. But they did invent those, of course. Of course, it was quite foolish of them to destroy much of ancient Greece, the Greek Empire, trying to take over all of that. And they could have very well, at least taken some of those medical documents and whatnot, but still, they were onto something there. They were very much onto something. Then you had medicinal figures like Galen. I think he was either a Greek or a Roman. I can't remember quite so well, but Galen believed that humans shared similar body structures with pigs and apes. Now, he was onto something with the apes, but pigs, definitely not. There were the pigs, of course. The pigs have like half a skull, like two halves of a skull, kind of held together by the blood and sinew and muscle. And people didn't want to argue with that for centuries. They actually thought that was the case until the Renaissance period, about the 1700s or so, when there were certain people who grave robbed dead bodies, which was illegal in that time, to actually check the human body and skeletons and go, wait a minute, that's not right. The human bodies don't have like half skulls like pigs. How strange. Young go-getters back then were really kind of pushing the limits, you see, when it comes to medicine and the sorts of kind of like, the status quo. The status quo's there to be questioned, after all. So anyway, those are some interesting facts, rather grisly ones, about medicine through the ages. So, how are your stress levels now? Have they been reduced, or maybe they've gone up? I want to know how you're feeling after hearing all these fascinating facts about medicine. What do you have to say then? Really? You don't say. Well, I'm going to make a note of this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. And of course, hopefully, good old Dr. Cyneric here will be back again to give you more checkups in my regular form, not as a little bird. But at least as a little bird, what I can do is help you go to sleep. So tell you what, close your eyes. There we go. And I shall sing a song for you. Well, I'll whisper a song for you. No, actually, no. I'll whistle. Yes, I'll whistle a song for you, so you can go to sleep. Ever so gently. Hope you don't mind the little bristles of my feathers. I like to kind of swing my head around just very gently, kind of, like that when I whistle, you see. this is helping you relax. I hope you have beautiful dreams, a relaxing rest. And just so you know, Dr. Cyneric cares about you very much. You're my star patient after all, my number one patient. Nighty-night. You're a wonderful, spectacular person. Oh, you're awake. Hello again. It's me, good old Dr. Cyneric. How are you feeling? Okay then. Well, thank you very much for letting me know. Once again, of course. So, I just remembered it's time for another checkup. Yes, another checkup for you. Aren't you lucky? Alright then, well, better not waste any more time, of course. Hopefully you should know the usual, the usual way we do things, of course. What I like to do, in case you've forgotten, is that I'm going to let you choose a number between 1 and 10. 10 signifying that you're in a great mood, wonderful, over the moon and whatnot. And of course 1 being you're sad, angry, lonely, all that kind of negative bad stuff. So, right, on a scale of 1 to 10 then, how was your headspace? Really? Well, I'm always thankful when you're transparent with me, so thank you. Let's make a note of that. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now, I need to check a few things about you, just to make sure everything is A-OK, tippity-top, and in order. Now, it might get a bit unusual at times, but the thing is about that is I want to make sure that every facet of you is A-OK. Alright, are you ready? Perfect. Wonderful. Let's do it then. Right, what I need you to do, sit up straight, please. That's right, just right off your pillow, just gently, that's it now. Gently sit up straight, back straight as a brick wall, I suppose, in a structurally sound house created by thoughtful builders and whatnot. Nice and straight, there we go. Right. I have here a burger. Yeah, it's inside a small box, but there's a burger inside, you see. Just let me place that on top of your head. Perfect. Thankfully the cardboard around it is not too hard. The cardboard is a bit soft. Hopefully that should help it kind of mold around your head. Now, hold it right there. That's right. Balance that burger on your head. Keep it there. I bet you're tempted to get that burger and eat it all up, aren't you? I wouldn't blame you. Burgers are quite tasty. Depending on where you go, of course. Not the biggest fan of fast food myself, but burgers from home and the supermarkets and those nicer sort of restaurants, those can be quite filling, quite tasty, but no eating this one. Keep it balanced. That's it. Excellent balancing skills, I must say. Perfectly balanced. I'm jealous. Honest to goodness, am I jealous? Keep it there. Keep it there on your head. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Almost there. 1. Perfect. Let me just take that down. That was some exceptional balancing skills of a burger on your head. definitely going to make a note of that. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, then. Now, number 2. I'm going to use this futuristic gadget right here. Now, I know what you're thinking. It looks like one of those little handheld flashlights or torches, as they're otherwise known as. Now, it may look like that, but it's really a special gadget from a faraway land, yes. Yes, that'll do. So what I'm going to do now then, right, I'm going to just gently wave it in front of your face. You can squint your eyes if it's too bright, of course, but I'm just going to wave it in front of your face, and I'll make the sound effects. It's just because you can't hear the sound effects, because they're made to be silent in the future. Yes, let's go with that. Anyway, let's use this gadget on you, and let's see how that affects your stress levels. Okay, here we go. If you hear those noises, that's my way of telling you that it's working. There we go. All done. Now I was pulling your leg there a little bit. It wasn't really a high-tech gizmo. It really was just a portable little flashlight, you see. I just wanted to see if that would still have the benefit of, reducing your stress levels. I just wanted to make sure, you see. But, yeah, I'm sorry if I pulled your leg there. I bet I fooled you 100%. Oh, I'm a bit of a prankster, if not a doctor, of course. Anyway, let's quickly just make a note about, did that have any effect on you so far? Oh, I see. Let's make a note of that as well. Yes, there we are. Perfect. Wonderful. Right, next. Time to get this bundle of papers here. I've got a bundle of papers right here in my pocket. Here we go. And I'm going to scrunch it up. Let's see if I can scrunch away that stress and whatnot. Here we go then. There we are. Scrunchy, destroying all this paper. There we go, here we are. But don't worry, I'll make sure it's all recycled afterwards. Fret not there. Perfect. All that paper is getting scrunched away. Just imagine the paper is your stress and all the insecurities and problems in your life. Imagine it's all getting crunched and pushed together and squished. All of it bundled together, ready to throw away. Like that. Crunched like that. Oh, useless, crunchy paper. Okay then. Okay, that's all done. How would you say you're feeling now after hearing all those noises? Interesting. Right, let's make a note of that as well. Perfect. There we are. Wonderful, wonderful. Now I'm going to crunch something else. I'm going to get this packet of crisps for you, or potato chips you might call them. Now you're probably wondering, what flavour is this one this time? It's green. Green flavour. Can you honestly believe that they name flavours after colours, and then they create a flavour based on the colour? That's ingenious. But anyway, let's get to crunching them, shall we? Here we go. Lovely jubbly. Ooh, that yummy crunchy sound of all the little crisps in there. Broken into 100 little fragments. There we go. Lovely. Is it making you hungry for crisps? Don't answer that just yet. Don't answer that just yet. Just enjoy the noise. There we go. It's all crunching up more and more. Yes. By the way, just so you know, my favourite flavour is blue. I love blue. That's a favourite flavour of crisps of mine, you see. Or potato chips, depending on what you call them, of course. I like blue potato chips. Yeah, yeah. Almost done. Crunching. Crushing. Perfect. There we go. There we go. So, how would you rate your hunger levels now? Has that made you hungrier, perhaps? How often are you eating crisps? I must ask this. This is a very important question too. Really? Absolutely making a note of that. Perfect, perfect. Here we go, here we go. There we are. Wonderful, wonderful. Right, all done. Yes, that's right. All done. All done here. Well done, I must say. You were as cool as a vegetable. What kind of vegetable was it? As cool as a carrot. Or as cool as corn. Well, you were cool like some kind of vegetable. I like vegetables. They're tasty. But anyway, let's check your stress levels then. How are your stress levels on a scale of 1 to 10? Really now? Perfect. Well, thank you for your honesty there. This will be invaluable research, and let's make a note of that. Wonderful. Perfect, perfect. Well, it looks like it's time to get you back home. Now do that once you're fast asleep. So just get yourself all nice and comfy now, okay? Nice and comfy. Let yourself relax in your pillows. There we go. Close your eyes. Get yourself all nice and warm. And I shall make ocean noises for you to help you fall asleep. Those are the sounds that the fish are making. And maybe the whales when they splash the water. And don't forget the boats as well. And the wind as well. It's also the wind and the water. I can tell you're getting sleepy, so nighty-night, my most beloved and most important patient of all, my very favourite one, my star patient. And Dr. Cyneric here will be seeing you again, I promise you. Hello there. Oh, blimey. Hello. Can you hear me? Well, I'm nearby. I'm not far away. So you can hear me. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes, there's a reason why my voice is echoing. No. Dr. Cyneric has not become a deity or anything like that. I put an echo modulator in my mask, so it's making me echo a lot, really loudly. Try not to talk too much. Let me try to use this for some relaxing things. Yes. Okay then. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your headspace? 10 being highest, 1 lowest. Really? Okay, I'll make a note of that. Wonderful. Let me make some noises for you. I'll use reassurances first. You're amazing. You're wonderful. You make so many people happy. You make me happy. You're a wonderful person. Keep being you. Also, did I say you're wonderful? Oh yes, I did. And, well, you have a heart of gold. Not literally. Otherwise, you wouldn't exist. You wouldn't be able to live. But figuratively, you do. Okay, time for noises. Clickety clack. Skippity doo dah. Bing bing bong. Woohoo! Ice cream. Pie. Bed. Water. shoes. Goat. Hospital. Raven. Blue. Breakdancing. Paint. I've got to think of another word. Light bulb. Yes, wonderful. What else can I echo for you to help you relax? Yes. Perhaps I could whisper to you and echo for you all about some story. Yeah. I visited a strange chap in his sleep. It was a big old chap, pointy teeth, blue eyes, blue and blue, very strong, ground a lot while snoring, pointy little nails, well, not quite big nails. I swear, he had a pointed tongue. I was going to do a checkup, but he grabbed me just as I was waking him up. I tried to explain to him I'm just here for a checkup. He was distrustful. At first, I hinted about accessing his penthouse with my special of transportation. He let go. He smiled, pointy teeth in his smile, and asked us to know more. I told him a bit more, but said not to elaborate, not too much. I tried to get him back to sleep with relaxing words and reassurance and soft-spoken. He tried to offer me a job. What a strange fellow. I'm already working. This is what I do for a living, and it makes me very happy. Seeing you makes me happier, because you are wonderful. How was that for a story? Peculiar, isn't it? Well, tell you what, let's wrap things up then. How was your headspace on a scale of 1 to 10? Now, really, time to make a note. Almost done. Wonderful. Thank you. I'll have this echo modulator removed for next time, so I can speak normally without echo. Thank you for your time and your feedback. I'll help you go to sleep with more ocean noise. Bonus, by the way. More bonus. With the wheel. And the rain. The many ways. My most beloved and most perfect of patients. Dr. Cyneric. I'll see you again very soon. Oh, hello once again. It's me, Dr. Cyneric. Now, how are you, my star patient? You feeling well? All's well, I hope. Excellent to hear. Well, I actually decided to pop around to you for help. You see, you know how I like to pop around and help you with your stress levels and helping you sleep, getting rid of any bad vibes and doing checkups and whatnot. But I wanted to get your help this time. You seem like the most trusted person to speak to about this. Very important, I must say. This could affect the future of all checkups with all other patients, old and new. This is major stakes stuff, after all. So, do you think you might be able to help? Do you think you might be able to take on this responsibility? Oh, I love your enthusiasm. Wonderful enthusiasm, I must say. Fantastic. Okay. Now, just so you know, here we are in this, peculiar location I've chosen, because I thought that Well, I wanted somewhere peaceful and quiet to speak to you about such things. Okay, I'll stop delaying now. I'll tell you all about it. So, essentially, I wanted your help with a catchphrase. Imagine that. Dr. Cyneric appearing by someone's bed and then dropping an almighty, super cool and catchy catchphrase, just like a cartoon character or a chat show host or one of those cereal mascots as well. Like, what's the name of that mascot? The stripy cat fellow. And he tries to sell off cereals and he says, "They're good." Or something in the vein of that. So anyway, do you think you could help with that? I've actually got a list right here of potential ideas for catchphrases. If you'd like, I could perhaps read them out to you, get your opinions and all your thoughts and whatnot, Oh, wonderful, wonderful. This is going to be so much fun. Okay. So, first catchphrase idea is Zoom Zam. Just imagine that. I turn around, hiding myself with my little cape, and then I show myself off to the person, and I go, "Zoom Zam, it's me, Dr. Cyneric." And I say it, and I do it really, really fast. Get it? Because Zoom, that's fast, and Zam, that's just an extra word. It's alliteration. But yes, I combine these two things. Really fast. Very cool. Combined with my little cape. What do you think of that? Is that a cool one? Really? Alright, well, I suppose I'll just make a note here. There we go. Well, don't worry. They're not all duds. They are not all duds. I've got many other ideas. For example, I thought that what I could do is drop a little rap. For example, I go, "I'm Dr. Cyneric, and I'm here to say that I'm going to take care of you today." Yeah, I've just got to work on the delivery. It's a little nerve-wracking trying to rap, you see. So I thought, yeah, drop some, how do the kids call them? Sick beats? See, it's a pun in itself, because I'm a doctor. And sick beats, of course, it's not like I'm trying to bonk anyone on the head with an inflatable hammer or something silly like that, and suddenly making them ill. But still, it's still like a play on words when you think about it. So how about that one? Does that sound like a cool idea? Like MC Cyneric? Does that make me as cool as those rappers out there that all the young children like? Like Snoop Cat and Ice Square and $1, I think he's called. Americans, they're quite quirky chaps. So, what about that one? Really? Oh. Well, I thought that was going to be a good one, but, well, let's make a note of that. All right. Don't worry. There are more catchphrases. So I thought about this one. So for this one, I crouch down, then I jump out, right from behind the bed, and I go, "The doctor is in." It's that old that old recurring phrase that people like to use a lot. So I go, "The doctor is in." And that, of course, signifies that I am indeed available and about to take care of a person. Now, that sounds like a good one, I'm sure. That is, unless I take them somewhere outside, in which case it wouldn't really work, but actually, come to think of it, yes, they might criticize me for that, or... Oh, no, I'm sure they'd be nice about it. I'm sure you'll agree. So, what do you think about that one, then? The doctor is in. Do you think that's a cool one? Do you think everyone will think, "Wow, this guy's a cool dude"? You sure? All right, well, I appreciate your honesty. I'm definitely making a note of this, then. Righto. Well, going through my list rather quickly, I must admit that's a bit of a worrying thought, to be honest. But don't worry. It's not all bad. After all, this is just part of being a doctor, you know. There's a bit of trial and error, a bit of trial and improvement. How can you learn if you don't make mistakes? So, I came up with another idea, another catchphrase. Maybe you might like this one. Maybe. Just maybe. Let's just look at my notes. Where did I put it? Here we go. So I drop a bit of a pun, because, you know, I wear a bird kind of plague doctor mask as part of my respirator. Helps me breathe. So I kind of lean over, kind of wiggle the beak part of my mask, and then I go, "No need to ruffle your feathers." That's a bit like facetious, you see. Quirky response. Yeah, I can tell by your silence that surely you must like that one. It's a quirky response, you know, because birds and the bird mask and ruffle feathers. Birds have feathers after all. I thought it was quite a clever one, personally. But maybe you could fill me in. Is that a good one? Is that a keeper? A gem, perhaps? Oh. All right. Well, I guess I'll just make a note here. That's probably going to go in the maybe not pile. But again, there's no need to worry. There's no need to fret. I would much rather you be honest than let me come up with a pooey kind of nickname, a rubbish one, you know. So, what do we have here? Let's see. Here's one. I thought maybe I could do like a one-word catchphrase. You know, I could have declare it, and people will go, "Oh, wow, it's Dr. Cyneric. He's here to save the day." So I thought perhaps I could exclaim something. I've made a few notes. So, for example, Excalibur. You know, just like the sword from that story. Snow White and the Seven Swordsmen, I think. Something like that. So yes, I exclaim, Excalibur. And maybe I kind of hold my arm out like I'm a knight who's also a doctor. I'm sure it's possible to be both, surely. Then there's also this one I've got here, where I explain. Well, I don't really explain. I'll probably explain it to them afterwards. But first, I actually say the catchphrase, which is medicine. And then I explain that I don't actually give proper medicines. I do my own form of therapies and curing and whatnot. It's not healthier that way. Much healthier, and in my personal opinion. So yes, I exclaim, medicine. And they go, "Oh, yes, medicines." You know who gives medicines? Doctors. Just like me, Dr. Cyneric, and so on and so forth, you know. So that's another one, another kind of one-word catchphrase. And then I got another one here, where I kind of slip over to them in like a cool fashion. I kind of flick up the collars of my button shirt. And then I say to them in my cool voice. My cool voice is basically like, "Hello, I'm Dr. Cyneric, and this is my cool voice. Totally too. Yes, you. Doobity-doo," you know, basically like that. So anyway, I say in my cool voice, "Fly." You like that? Fly. Again, you know, like birds. I thought we're going to fly. Maybe not literally, but in the sense that we're going to fly to a better place. Fly and... Okay, I've not really thought of the reasoning behind it, but it's a nice sounding word and it makes me think of birds. Fly. How's that then? In fact, how are all these one-word catchphrases? What do you think? You sure? Oh. Well, guess I'll make a note of all of these things then. Well, that is a bit of a disappointment. 0 good catchphrases. Well, then again, do you think I should just continue doing what I'm doing and being myself? Really? You really think that's probably for the best? You know, I never thought of it like that. Maybe I should just stick to what I know best, rather than trying to impose something that isn't quite myself, you know? Yeah. Yes, you know what? I feel good about that. I feel good about knowing that. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you ever so much for helping me kind of come to terms with that. And for, of course, listening to my catchphrases. It was still a lot of fun. I was quite excited to share them with you, but I think I've calmed down now. I'm not sad, disappointed, or anything like that, but, you know, I'm feeling good. I actually feel quite confident now that what I'm doing is, indeed, a good thing. Thank you for that. Thank you ever so much, my star patient. Well, tell you what. Let yourself just relax in your pillow. And I shall make lovely sounds for you to help you sleep. Those are wind sounds, or maybe ocean sounds. Nice and relaxing, ever so soothing. I hope these help you sleep. See you again soon, my star patient, my most wonderful patient, the best of all. Nighty-night to you. I'll see you again soon for another checkup in the near future. Oh, hello once again. Greetings, salutations. Oh, but better keep your voice down, though. Better keep your voice down. Yes, let's try and be careful now. How are you feeling, by the way? Thank you for letting me know. I just thought that we'd play it safe, you see, because, well, I know that you were having an afternoon nap and whatnot, so I've taken you to this Victorian bedroom for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's comfy, isn't it? Little on the musky side, but it's really comfy, very lovely room, very retro, historical even. I think it's part of a castle, or maybe not sure actually. Or maybe a museum. Yes, maybe it's part of a museum. We're not really back in time, don't worry. But still, the other thing is that I need your help. For I've taken you here because this room is haunted. Yes, haunted with ghosts. Wait, come think of it. That was a bad idea. I shouldn't have brought you along. Oh, don't worry though, don't worry. Because I'm going to protect you. You see, I know exactly how to clear this room of ghosts. I know how to exercise this room. And I don't mean getting the room to do sit-ups and jump on an exercise bike and whatnot. That would be silly. No, but I figured out how to chase away these ghosts and other spectres, phantasms, and all sorts of other ghostly apparitions. And since you're here, I thought maybe we could do it together. How does that sound? Wonderful, wonderful. You don't have to get up or anything. By all means, please, stay right there in the bed. Get yourself comfy. Nice and comfy. I don't think any visitors are coming. I think it's closed anyway, the nearby environment and whatnot. If anyone walks in, I'll explain things. I'll explain it to them. I'll mention about the ghosts and whatnot. I'm sure they will understand. So anyway. Now, I did a bit of research and I discovered that ghosts don't like vacuums. Yes, it's true. Can you believe it? Ghosts really don't like vacuums. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that all the ghosts are gone. Because we're going to blow them away like vacuums. I couldn't really bring one, you see. My good chum of mine, my good friend Ook, he has a peculiar name, I know, but he wouldn't let me because he was trying to clean up here, well, stuff and things and whatnot, and, well, I wasn't able to bring one. So I thought the next best thing to do is we'll exhale, because I know it's not like a vacuum which inhales, but it sounds close, doesn't it? So what I want you to do is to exhale slowly. Let's do it together, shall we? All right. I bet they're getting scared now. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep at it now. You're really good at this. Let's keep going. Let's keep impersonating a vacuum. Lovely, jubbly. Let's do it a little bit more. Just one more time now. One more time. Oh, blimey. Oh, dear. Let's just get my breath back. There we go. Much better. Is everything okay with you? Are you breathing all right? Wonderful. Okay, I think that's definitely got their attention. Right, now for step 2. We're going to scare them away with garlic. Now, just in case that... Really? What, garlic's for vampires? You don't say. Well, what about ghosts who so happen to be vampires? See, I got you there, didn't I? I got you there. I'm thinking one step ahead. Well, let me just place some of these bits of garlic here and there. Let's put them here. Put some here. Maybe one here. Just hang that there. Just put these on the bed. There we go. There we are. Very handy. Very useful. And to make extra sure, I've prepared some sandwiches, some delicious garlic sandwiches. Would you like some? Really? Oh, surprised? That's okay. Thankfully, I've already eaten some garlic sandwiches myself, so my breath is a little bit pungent. If you could smell that through my mask, through my respirator, then I apologize, but it is to keep away any vampire ghosts. Like I say, you can never be too sure. Never be too sure. Indeed. Right, what else? What else can we do to keep the ghosts at bay? Yes. What I shall do is read out some chants. I have some chants right here in a little book. Here it is. Let's open a few pages. Here we go then. I shall read from this book. It's an old musty tome. And I'm sure that, hopefully, reading some of these verses will clear out the room of all the ghosts. So fingers crossed now, fingers crossed. I want you to let me know if you feel their evil presence or not after I've read it out. Are you ready? Okay, then okay. Oh, by the way, be sure to cross your fingers. Yes, this is very important. It's just to wish me good luck, you see. All right. Pestis cruento, vilomax, pretia cruento. Cruento pestis, shantitus, shatrux, infascumus, lucamundux, buodesco, cruento paschaemux, profanuxis turbentia, pretanunduxia, buodesco, pranislianux, infermux cruonit, buodesco, invisu, budesco, rudescaleris, cruento invisu, acerbus, shatrux, pretia cruento, garopiety, pretia cruento pestis, shatrux, pratia navita, domus bava, infuscamus, lucemundux, budesco, cruento, paschaemus. There we go. It's done. It's all done. Do you feel their ghostly presence have left us? Really? All right. Well, I've got another idea. Now, I've heard that from a certain film that they don't like, lasers, the ones that go bzzz. So I shall use that noise to fool them into thinking we have one of those, what they're called, flux capacitors, or something like that. But anyway, you better get yourself onto the pillow. Yes. Hold on to that pillow, just in case. We might zoom around our heads. Here we go. Let me make some laser noises. Pew, pew. Blam, 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 blam. Bam, bam, boom. Zap, zap. Pew, I think I'm getting them. I'll use my fingers and pretend that they're laser guns to fight off ghosts as well. Okay, I'm getting a bit carried away. Let's be serious now. I think I've got them all. There we go. I bet that scared their ghostly pants off them. All right then. All right. How are you feeling at the moment? Do you feel the ghostly presence anymore? Do you feel any sort of ghostly presence? Oh my, most wonderful. That's excellent to hear. Thank you for letting me know. Well, we better get you back home in your usual napping spot, shan't we? But of course, anything for my most favorite patient in the whole wide world. All right then, close your eyes, and I shall hum you a lovely song. La da da da, da da ba 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 ba, ba ba ba. Okay, it's not really humming, but I'll improvise a song for you. La da da da, la da da da, la ba 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 ba, ba da ba da ba da ba ba, 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 ba ba da ba ba. Enjoy your rest now. Ba da ba da ba ba. Ba da ba da ba ba. Ba da ba da ba da ba. Scabba da ba da ba. Scabba da ba ba ba. Skibbity da boo da. Scooda ba ba ba. Ta da. Whisha. Enjoy your rest now. Sweetest of dreams. Enjoy your rest. Pardon me. Hello, it's me, Dr. Cyneric. How are you feeling? Wonderful, ever so wonderful to hear. I'm terribly sorry, I'm rather sleepy, you see. I've not had much rest recently, so I'm a little bit, feeling a little bit sluggish. I hope you don't mind. But on the plus side, we'll get to have another checkup on you. I always like doing checkups, because it means that I get to make sure that all of my patients are all feeling well in the head, especially as they sleep soundly in their beds, resting on their pillows. Oh, sorry, I really shouldn't be letting myself fall asleep just yet. I'll try my best. I will try my best to stay awake. Try to do all of these things involving checkups and other checking things that might not be up and things like that. Yes. Anyway, could you perhaps tell me, how is your headspace at the moment on a scale of 1 to what's that other number? 10. Yes. How is your headspace on a scale of 1 to 10? Fascinating. Let me try to scribble this down. Hopefully I can make sure my handwriting is legible and readable for myself. Later on now, Let's make a note of this now. There we go. That's all written up now. I'm going to perform a few checkups on you, if that is okay with you. Wonderful. Wonderful to hear. All right then, could you please hold up those the things attached to your arms? You know, the little things that have the thin thumbs and normal hands. That's it. Could you hold up your hands for me? I'm sorry, I forget the names of things quite easily when I'm rather sleepy. Well, okay then, so... Yes, that's right. Let me just have a look at your hands. Just making sure that they're not... what was I going to say? Not bad, yucky, I can't remember, but nevertheless, let me hold one of them. You've got a very nice grip on your hands. I bet you that if you had a dog on a leash, that you wouldn't let that hound stroll away off into another neighbor's garden to sniff their flowers and drop a present there. I'm sure with a fine grip like yours, you could definitely leave a good impression on a CEO with a firm, confident handshake. Or perhaps you could do that thing that people do with phone books. Maybe with a grip like yours, you could rip open phone books in a competition for how many phone books you can tear within 1 minute and win a wonderful world record prize. Sorry, my brain is floating a bit here. But yes, thank you for showing me it. Definitely lovely hands. Good grip. I'll definitely give you top marks for that. Let's make a note of that, yes. Let's make a note of that. Most excellent indeed. Let me perform a checkup on other important things. For example, I want to see which of these words make you feel more relaxed. Which of these words do you like the most? Let me read them from my notes. Here we go. Marshmallow, potato, eggs, cheese, milk, fish pie, That's 2 words. Quite tasty, though. Quite like fish pie. Oh, sorry, gravy. I like that word. Gravy. Washing up detergent. Non-bio. Oh, wait a minute, that's definitely more than 1 word. Let's read another word. Note to self, use 20% off coupon for washing up detergent. Oh, that's a peculiar sounding word. Oh, wait, I realize I've made a mistake here. This is, it's my shopping list. Silly me, silly me. But do any of these words sound nice to you? Okay then, okay, well, I guess it's not all bad. I'll write this down then. There we go. Excelente, as they say in, German, Japanese, one of those languages. Oh, no, don't worry about me. I still have plenty more energy to do the rest of this checkup. Okay, then let's do a final little checkup to see about your eyes. Could you open up your left eye? I'll just have a good look there. Yes, there's definitely some white in there, and a bit of black, and another color right round. Yes, that's definitely typical of a person with eyes. Thank you. Let me just check the other one. If you could open that up wide. That's good. I like the colors. I like different colors of marble. Beautiful marble white, ebony black, and a lovely ring to separate them all. A lovely color. What color is that exactly? I can't quite see so well, but I bet it's a beautiful color. Most beautiful indeed. Yes. Oh, and no bloodshot. Oh, sorry, you can blink now. No bloodshot eyes, no irritation, nothing concerning, damaged, frightening, lasers being blasted out like that superhero. What was his name again? Batman, I think. Yes. Batman with the lasers for eyes. Phew. I wonder if he says, while blasting lasers from his eyes at his worst enemy, that chap, the Blue Goblin. Yes, blue. Pure. take that blue goblin. Oh, terribly sorry. I seem to be dozing off again. Let me just make a note of this then. There we go. Scribble, scribble, scribble. That's all done now. I thank you for your patience with me, because I am rather sleepy. Please, by all means, let yourself rest. Enjoy the sounds of where we are right now. I'll get you back in your home, bed and all. If you don't mind, I'm just going to place my head on the end of your bed here, since I took you here with you in your bed. I hope you don't mind if I just take the small portion, this small corner of the bed, to quickly have a nap. Really? Well, thank you. I'll place my head here, and I'll have you back home before you know it. And I certainly hope. I hope you'll enjoy your rest, my most wonderful patient of mine. I really hope so, and hope you have most wonderful dreams, and I think